Road Break family, how's every single one of you? Welcome to the weekly show in wrestling. We're going to be talking about all these three shows that like professional wrestling WWE AEW has given us. Smackdown, Raw. Pretty, intense week because we have Crown Jewel tomorrow. And, we did a video on that, John Paul. So like for everybody that wants to see our previews and predictions, what do we think about the matches, the outcomes, what's going to happen in Saudi Arabia, in a few more hours. Don't forget to check this out because we have absolutely everything here. Even like if the pay per view is going to take place due to like the they're in Saudi Arabia they have like bombs attacks or things like that. Things that out of their WWE control. But Paul, another week that like wrestling gave us with a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, and the one thing I heard an update today that apparently, Triple H and Stephanie, they're both there hands on, running the show as in, like everything smoothly, but also they're hands on because they know the protocol, what to do for safety. They said they already, they have everything in place. They have a team, but they said that, the threats of where the attacks were going to be are nowhere near where the stadium and where they are.
Jeddah.
In Riyadh,
yeah.
Or Jeddah, yeah, whatever. So it's like, where they are, they're good. So hopefully, all things go off and the show goes off the air, everything's good, and the wrestlers and everybody, makes it back safely. But
exactly, that's the first desire that we have, and then the rest is like there's a good show, everybody enjoys, and especially we as the fans, we actually have a good time by talking about it. But one more time, if you want to see previews and predictions, right there is on YouTube. Look, please, check it out. We have a lot of great comments about on that, Paul. But like now, let's talk about SmackDown because, it was taped. But despite of that, nevertheless, it was actually pretty, okay. Like matches that, like you said, didn't make any sense. For example, Liv Morgan going against Sonya Deville, like a hardcore match and stuff. Nothing really of importance to really talk about here. Besides that, Liv Morgan is still showing that she's a little unhinged and going crazy now.
Yeah, and I mean, you bring Sonya back, you try to get her, you say, she ran SmackDown, she did this, she did that, and her and Liv Morgan, they have this match, and nobody's into it. The crowd was kind of dead for it, and then they started chanting, "Get the tables." Then Liv wanted to get a table, then Sonya kicked it back underneath, and the crowd booed. The table was more over than any girl in the match, and that's embarrassing, isn't it? That's as fans, as both of them, it's like they should be putting on a show that
tells you, it tells you that, like you said, why would you have a match with that type of stipulation where there's not really a story behind it?
Yeah, there's nothing. So Liv is just going to wrestle a hardcore match every night. What is this, just ECW now? I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
And I mean, I don't think it was a good way to kick off the show, but I mean, at least they got it over and out of their system.
And also, like, Paul, like, it's worth mentioning that at least, this was stable, so the crowd was already tired. Because this was probably 10-15 last week. Then everybody's like, so can I go home? Can I beat traffic? I wanted to watch the World Series, all of that. Whatever.
And I mean, she kind of did like a back body drop or something, with Sonya on top of the table. Yeah, through the table, a big slam on the chairs, but then she caught Sonya and the ropes hit the Oblivion, and got the pin. But I mean, like, hey, it was what it was. They're pushing Liv, which she's over with the fans, but like you said, they were sitting here tired. Nobody was really into it.
No, yeah, like you said, it's something that, like, it wasn't that good, like that it could have been. I think we have Pato here. Oh, no, David, okay. David, good job, sí, is one of our friends. David, gracias por estar con nosotros, te agradecemos. Un saludo muy grande desde aquí, desde Whitehaven in Touchdown, PA. And Paul, the next one is LA Knight. LA Knight finally going back to, like, his roots, being heel, being that guy that, like, hates everybody, or at least, everybody, he's better than everybody, and at the expense of Ricochet. And you said it. When Ricochet opened his mouth, might as well just focus on the wrestling because he does suck. He's not a good talker.
Yeah, he's not a good promo. He sounds so I don't know how to I don't want to say unprofessional because that makes it sound like he's being rude or something, but he doesn't sound like he should be on the minor league, maybe.
Yeah.
It's just like when he talks, it's like you don't have good material. You have like a squeaky voice. I don't know. It isn't good. And to me, he should just wear a mask. He should be like a superhero because he can fly around like a fucking Spider-Man. He's awesome. But
when he opened his Ricochet, like the biggest issue with him is just like
Prince Puma. That's
Yeah,
what we've been
go back
saying.
to Puma, like you said, like, and also because it's like, what is Ricochet known for? Flips, you know, like legit execution in the moves, like sequences, like long sequences, fast pace, all of that. Is he known for like cutting promos? No. Remember that good promo with the Velveteen Dream when he actually did a flip and then he just was standing right next to him? That's what Ricochet is known for.
Yeah, because he tries to, do a battle here with LA Knight, and then LA Knight starts talking to him. Then he does a big dive, takes him out. Like you said, but the match was good. LA Knight, Wade was putting him over on commentary, which I'm glad they do. He even said, he had to deal with so much shit. Comes to SmackDown, deals with, he had to change his name. He had to do all this, he put it over as in like, yeah, the guy had to deal with bullshit, but now he's here. Now he's LA Knight. He's who he is. He's who he, always was. And, we got to see that here. A cheating heel does whatever it takes to win, pulls the tights and grabs the ropes. Ref doesn't see it. This is good because, it gets it over, or him over, in the sense that he'll cheat to win. And, he needed a win.
Yes, absolutely. David also says, great program. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Everybody, hey, keep commenting, keep showing us some love, support. We work here live also on YouTube, on Facebook, also on Twitter. So, keep leaving us some love right there. And Paul, this is the part that you love. Uzi, like the only thing that like it sucks is because he's not going to be there in Saudi Arabia for obvious reasons. For the ones that don't know, Sami Zayn has some like Iranian heritage, and for that they have beef with the people from like Saudi Arabia. So that's why they're like, so you can really not be part of the thing. And Sami's also against going. So, Paul, at least, the promo was good, and you see the bloodline feuding with, like still with like Sami. They don't really want him. He's there, but like not there. So it's good. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, this segment is good. And, is everybody feeling Uzi? Everything. He pretty much said, like, guys, we're so close to you being the longest reigning tag team champions. You just got to deal with the Brawling Brutes, which, you'll do easy, no problem. Yeah. And we're just gonna chill. And Jey Uso's like, screw you, you don't tell me what to do. We're gonna go out there in the ring right now. We're gonna call them out. We're gonna cut a promo. We are gonna be the tag champs. And then Sammy's like, oh, you're gonna go out to the ring. So it's like, oh, this is leading to trouble. And we see them, and if you have a picture for them in a ring or whatever, but we have them in the ring, and they're cutting a promo saying how they're gonna be the longest reigning tag champs. And then the New Day come out. And when the New Day come out, as soon as they came out and they started cutting a promo, I literally got up and I was, I went to the other room to go plug my phone in to charge it and went and got coffee. When they come on TV, it's like,
we've seen them so many times as champions.
So
it's really worth it to see them one more time just because they don't want to be the wrecker and everything. I don't care. I'm sorry. No. I'm not interested in that.
This is the only thing I'll say about them. Kofi, when he had that run at WrestleMania, whether you were a big fan of it or not, it was special. It was legit. I'll give it that. Big E as champ, I thought, okay, here we go. He had the Money in the Bank, whatever. Let's see how it goes. And, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind a Big E's, single run. But, them right now, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, they're the same shit every time they come out. They're the corny,
they need Big E desperately.
They're the corny jokes. They don't change anything. Sometimes you see them getting tense for feuds, but, then they revert back to the same old boring New Day. It led to a big brawl with the Brawling Brutes, of course. They came out. And a big smaz, Solo Sikoa, everybody. So we got to wait and see. And this almost might change my prediction, in the previews and predictions. Go check out that video, like we said. Comment yours as well.
Please do. Check it out.
The one thing is, with this whole, New Day, they're going to be involved. We know they're in Saudi Arabia. Maybe they're going to somehow cheat. Or not cheat, but, screw over the Usos so the Brawling Brutes get the win. So they don't beat their record, which would kind of make the New Day heels in a way. But even though they're preserving their record, they're still cheating. So, which I don't think they're going to change them heels because they're not thinking that smart. They're just they screwed over the heels, so they're still babyface. But, I don't know. To me, the New Day involved in this just tarnishes it. Let the Brawling Brutes get over on their own. Why do you need to include the New Day?
Yeah, no, like that's the thing, and then
Let
like,
the New Day go play video games and just go promote you as ambassadors in that world and the public relations and all that shit. Let other tag teams get over.
exactly,
Because
what
we
happened
saw
with Viking Raiders? There were,
I
like,
was just gonna
promos from
say we
that.
saw a promo from them, which was the one thing some people will say, well, they were just goofballs a couple months ago. Since Triple H took over, I kind of gave it like a soft reset. Like anything he does from now, that was like the fresh start. So anything Vince did was like kind of old, it doesn't count. This is like the fresh start here when Triple H. So these are his Viking Raiders that he's gonna present, and I kind of like the serious tone. I don't think they're gonna be sacrificing people or summoning lightning down like Thor or anything, but I think they're going to be presented way more serious, and I think it's going to be good and a much needed team for the tag division. If Sarah Logan,
like different teams, we have Legado del Fantasma now, we have also Hydro, so there have been other choices like
and
for those
I think
titles.
if Sarah Logan
are going to be hosting that, keeping that hostage, because I don't know, again, if they lose the titles, the bloodline kind of suffers a little bit. I don't know. I feel that they need to have like a bigger, really good contender, and this with feud with with Dunn and also with Rich Holland is going to be at least good in the match quality. What's going to happen after that? Crown Jewel, like we will have a lot of answers when the pay-per-view is over. Paul, tell me what happened with Bray Wyatt, because this promo that he had here, right here with the cameraman, is like, oh, like he kind of going insane. You see pieces, you see shades, a little bit of like he's going nuts again. He's showing that darkness again one more time, and we kind of see like this woman right here, Paul. Seems like Sarah Logan for me. I don't know who you think it is, but like Sarah Logan is already aligned with the Viking Raiders. But see, we saw a woman finally into like this equation. Looks like Jigsaw from Saw, but I don't know. Interesting. The promo was good also. Confusing again.
I like this with Bray. I mean, he was talking, and the camera guy was just kind of just like, hey, for whatever reason, he was being a moron, and then Bray kind of gets in his face, and he's like, dude, you're pissing me off. It's like when somebody cuts you off and they give you that smile and you just wish you could, for the next 30 seconds, all you think about is just, if you could just have him and you could just, he couldn't say it because he's on national TV, but, you just kill him, beat the shit out of him. You're just so angry. And then, and he grabs the guy and he's like, pretty much just say you're sorry or that's what's going to happen. The guy apologized and Bray let him go. And like
just leave. Just get the hell out of here.
And then you saw the creepy images and stuff. And so now we see, like, Bray, he wants to be good, but he has this dark side, so he's conflicting. So this is maybe the Uncle Howdy's control over him, so we got to see.
Uncle Uzi right there. Yes, yeah. I mean, it's good. It's pretty much, if you go into mental health, right? Let's go mental health, double personality. The one is good, all like fair, nice.
Oh,
honest,
yeah,
and
something like that.
The complete opposite. So like that's why Bray Wyatt at least can play that duality, which is good. But again, we need a feud, we need matches, because again, Bray.
Who was the doctor who was with Danielson and Kane? And they have all that?
Now you put me on the spot, because like I don't know.
What the heck is that guy's name? They need to bring him back. The one who was with Bailey as well.
He ended up curing Alexa Bliss, remember?
Yeah.
It was like all done and all of that.
I can't think of his name. They need to bring him back.
Yeah, if somebody knows, in the comments, put the name of the guy, let us know, because actually he called me off guard right there, Paul. But like the main event, really, really good match between Gunther and Rey Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. Extremely great match. Gunther, of course, like more power, like 3 times the Rey Mysterio's size. But that didn't even play the factor, because Mysterio, was able to move really well, really good moments with the Huracanrana, like also Huracanrana into the power bomb. He kicked out from like Gunther's main power bomb. So like they put out a really good show. 619 Paul, in the end he get that. Of course they do the Eddie, and of course they have to acknowledge Michael Cole. Oh, he's deceased friend Eddie Guerrero. Like every freaking day we gotta remind ourselves that Eddie Guerrero is a very mysterious friend. Might as well just say Dominic is, that's his kid. I'm tired of it.
I mean, that's what Dominic said, didn't he? But I mean, this match was great. Of course, Walter dominated in the beginning, like he was supposed to. And he just beat the shit out of Mysterio, but he fought in there. Even in a promo, Mysterio said beforehand, don't matter how much he beats me up, chops me, I felt that chop before. I know that pain, but I'm going to turn that pain into rage, and I'm going to use that to be the new Intercontinental Champion. Promo from Walter, same thing. He pretty much said, like, Rey Mysterio, he pretty much just said that, he was bullshit. He was going to be the champ. forever, and called him out, and the match delivered. It was one of the things that, even though it was pre-taped, you could look up the spoilers if you wanted to, this and that, and you didn't even need the spoilers. You knew Walter. To me, Walter's going to hold that champ, I don't know, for a long time.
Mania, probably.
I mean, longer than that, I think. He's the guy who he should hold it for over a year. It should just be like the
Honky Tonk Man.
Or like, he should be like how he had the UK title. I don't care if he holds it, because he makes it feel legit. This match, main eventing the show, it didn't feel like this didn't feel like the IC belt felt 2 years ago.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, absolutely.
To me, it feels legit.
Good main event in a show.
Because he said, like, Mysterio, you're not worthy. That was the line I couldn't think of. That's why I was like drawing a blank, where he's like, I'm a man, I'm worthy to hold this championship. That your son don't even respect you. And the crowd, ooh, see when you say something that resonates, the crowd reacts. That's why, like, the women's match, there was a match with Natalya that we forgot to mention because nobody cared.
Shayna Baszler, that was,
nobody cared. That's what it said. We don't even got to go into it. So stop right there, because nobody cares. The crowd didn't care. But this right here, when Walter said that to Mysterio, ooh, they cared. In this match, they cared when Mysterio kicked out of the power bomb and he hit the 619 and he was getting ready. But, Walter countered, hit that big clothesline, done. And, the crowd, they were into it. They felt it, but no, he was a champ. So SmackDown for the go-home show, I think, was good. They also had a promo hyping up Drew McIntyre, for the cage match and stuff. So, and a big promo for Logan Paul, Roman Reigns. Can't forget to mention that as well. We'll talk about that a little bit more.
We want to have
Monday Night Raw.
There you go, because they have the press conference, today in the morning, like 10 a.m. Really cool stuff. And the good thing I hear, Paul, is like, like all the fans, we want Sammy, we want Sammy, we want Sammy, like a big chant, all of them. And Roman goes, because of like people actually were rooting for Logan Paul. He's like, because of that, you guys don't deserve Sami Zayn tomorrow. So see, they play it out into a storyline. That way, they incorporated that. Really cool stuff. You're gonna laugh about this picture, because what the hell is doing, like, what the hell is Braun Strowman doing to Omos here? Is he sucking his nipples? He's sucking the tit? I don't know what's going on here. So what? I didn't know they were allowed to do this, softcore porn, in a press conference. I don't know the rules in Saudi Arabia. It seems like they're open for a lot of things.
Brokeback Mountain or Brokeback Braun.
Yeah, look, and like I don't know what this was about.
Brokeback Braun Breaker. No, I mean, this right here, I don't know. I didn't see the video, so maybe this is just an unfortunate screenshot.
Yeah.
Maybe he went to go headbutt him, and Omos pulled his head up too. I don't know what it was. It's just, again, could be an unfortunate screenshot, but yeah, I mean, it looks funny, and this match, we didn't even mention this too on SmackDown.
Oh, MVP.
Yeah,
MVP.
So, this almost changes my thoughts, on the match that we're going to see tomorrow.
Omos is probably going to win, right?
Because I think now maybe Omos wins, because you think, man, okay, now Braun Strowman has all this momentum now. Even if they go to a count out like we both predicted, that kind of hurts Omos, because it's just like, I mean, he's the bigger guy.
I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you on that, but like, I mean, this was like a little bad. I mean, the cool thing is like they're trying to give it like that big fight vibe, like, oh, like we're gonna have a press conference, we're gonna have both contenders of the match. They did the same thing with like Roman and Logan Paul. They did the same thing with like, look at Alexa and Asuka, yee, and they went, so we're mad. And Triple H, all of that, oh yeah, sure, whatever. And then we saw the same thing with Bayley and Bianca. See, at least like these two are like taunting each other, which is good. And see, Triple H is like legit, instead of like, so we don't know what we're gonna do here. But at least they gave like a whole big press conference, also assuring, like you said, Stephanie and Triple H are over there in Jeddah, so everything is supposed to go according to plan. So that was something that we wanted to mention. That was SmackDown. That was like the press conference right there. So, Paul, don't forget, it's going to be live. It's going to happen right after the show is over. John, Paul, again, myself, we're going to be talking about everything that happened at Crown Jewel 2022, main evented by these two guys. We're really looking forward to see every single one of you joining, coming in, leaving us all the love and support, and of course, like subscriptions, is what we more really love. So, Paul, let's talk about Monday Night Raw, because what are your thoughts about Monday Night Raw? Is it better than SmackDown? Is it a little,
No. 3 hours. 3 hours. That's the
it's not as conveying. I
No,
want to say.
no,
right?
you can't. As no matter how good it is, you can't get past 3 hours. They could deliver 3 hours of a fantastic show. Still too long. Still too much to watch. But I mean, there was some good stuff. I mean, one of the things,
The first thing, for example, tell me, like, Nikki Cross finally coming back with a new theme song, and also she fought Bianca. I mean, again, we don't really know this, but it's good for Nikki. I like what they're doing with her now because, Nikki has that she suffered a lot. So what do you thought?
I mean, it goes into thoughts with previews and predictions. Bianca, she's the champ, so she got the win here, KOD. So she looked strong, but, she didn't just beat up Nikki Cross. She hung in there. And this is, of course, the gimmick we all wanted to see. This is what it should have been from NXT. You go from NXT version to this. She looks more crazy, more deranged than she did on NXT. So this is the proper evolution. And I think she's going to get involved, like we said, definitely in that women's match because it's the last, woman standing. So, no DQ. So, of course, Nikki Cross is going to get involved. But, I thought this was, it was fine. It was good.
It was good. A good, like, and you saw like Bailey also with like Bianca more taunting, more going at each other. The feud continues. This is good. Main thing of the show was like this big brawl that we've seen it so many times with Roman Reigns involved Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, and Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar always loves to close like before his match.
Yeah, even kind of like
Samoa
Samoa
but the main
Joe.
thing of here, people get noticeable. Look at those sandals and the hat.
Yeah,
the broski right there.
This was good. He calls out Lashley. Lashley comes out. They start going at it. And I mean, to me, the main thing was Triple H, because you wouldn't have saw Vince McMahon run out. Especially at his age, he would have tore everything he had in his body at that point.
Yes,
he would have torn $19 million worth of something at this point.
Oh, again, he did.
He would have. But Triple H comes out and he goes, "If they touch again, the match is off. The match is off." So it made it feel legit. Like he's like, "No, I'm not having you guys beat up each other now.
And I'm the boss.
This is big money that we're saving for a match in Saudi Arabia, and that's where it's going to happen." So, I mean, but this was great. This was one of the best segments on SmackDown, even though, like you said, we see it all the time, but we see it all the time with Lesnar, but not all the time with Lesnar as in every week. It's every big match. You didn't see it this last time with, you didn't see it this last time with, Roman with Happy Brock. That's when you saw the tractor and you saw all the other stuff. But now here, I mean, this felt legit because this is the match that there should be a lot of intensity. Because like we said, we're hoping it leads to some sort of MMA match.
And then, like this, and you said like the big hope is what? To continue the feud. To keep going with this, because other than that, you have two big guys, two main eventers, and that's the only kind of good thing that like Raw has right now. Like that's the main thing, because then there's no title on Monday Night Raw. So I mean, I'm excited. I mean, like
just
Seth
said,
Rollins, we've seen
Rollins,
this 1,000 times, but it's good.
Yeah, and you mentioned no title. Rollins, he's there, the U.S. title. It gets some. He's, I would say, right up there with those guys. You might say Lesnar's number one because he's Lesnar. Lashley's two, but you got to put Rollins at number 3 then.
Yeah.
I think for guys on Monday Night Raw, so he's right up there. He gets the win over Austin Theory, and this is good stuff. And he's getting the U.S. title.
Austin Theory's booking. Let me know what you feel about the booking, because ever since Triple H took over, we go with like, remember, your daddy's not here anymore. We go from that on like cool winning matches. Solid, and now it's like, so I lose all the time, or at least to main events. Is that the right thing that you do for like the Money in the Bank holder, or you make him look stronger?
The only thing I think is if you beat him down, it has to be for a reason. That you do it, that he comes out and he's just fed up. And there's like a gimmick change, but he acknowledges is like he doesn't just come out and go, now I'm IRS and I'm accountant, and it's like, huh, this doesn't make any sense. But he comes out and he goes, no, I'm pissed, I keep losing all the time, blah blah blah. Like if he acknowledges what's going on and changes his attitude, okay, but you got to do something with him. You can't just be beating him into dirt when he holds this, unless it's something like I really don't know. I don't get it. I mean, he's hanging in there. It's not like he goes in the match and it's boom, super kick, stomp, and done in 2 seconds.
I will
I
tell
mean,
you that for me it doesn't matter, Paul, because in the end, what does he have that nobody else does? The money in
that's
the
what I
bank.
mean. It's something like you could beat him. You don't
So at some
understand.
point he's gonna cash in. He's gonna be champion.
Yeah, he always holds
you can
that,
lose all
so
you
it's
want.
hard to. Yeah, it's hard to discredit him no matter what. That's why it's kind of at a loss for words because, like
And
you
if
said,
you
he
think
still has
about
the
it, Paul,
briefcase.
it actually makes more sense that you kind of do that also. He sucks. He's gonna be Damian Sandow. John Cena's gonna try, he's gonna beat him all good, and then boom, all of a sudden he wins. But you're not gonna do it on Roman. It has to be on somebody that is not at the Roman Reigns level. I'm not saying maybe Karrion Kross at some point. I don't want to say Bobby Lashley because that's still Roman Reigns' level. But I mean the promo regard, what they're doing with
It
him
could
is
still even
interesting
be
to
for
see
the
what they're
U.S.
gonna do.
title. It could be for the U.S. title. We don't know.
Yeah, it could be, or like NXT at some point. He taunted it. Remember, like before, like also like the last pay-per-view with Halloween Havoc, he taunted it. They had a thing with the Miz, Roman Reigns. Of course, he has to be there because it's like the go-home show for like Crown Jewel. Superman punch, the Miz and him, an old feud, old rivalry. Interesting at most. Not the greatest thing in the world.
I do
Superman
like
punch,
this.
that's it.
The one thing I like about this is he says, Roman, listen, I fought Logan Paul. He's not that bullshit. His punch is legit. Let me help you. Roman kind of looks at him, boom, knocks him out, and goes, why is everybody, whacking to Logan Paul saying he's going to knock me out? What about my punch? How many guys have I knocked out? And that's the thing. They keep trying to get Logan Paul over, which of course they have to. They have to sell you on this match that he has a chance. Oh my God, you got to watch it. It's going to be legit. But Roman Reigns is clearly going to win. He's the one who is probably going to hit that knockout punch with the Superman punch.
And done.
And done.
Or, I mean, the spear and done. Yes.
We'll
see. I mean, like you said, like they have to sell you on that because other than that, for like you and me, we know he's gonna win. So it's like, do we really care for it like that much, or do we really pretend to care? That's that is something that is like that's the big thing to like say here. Elias going with Ezekiel or like AKA Matt Riddle. This was like funny at least. See, this is kind of like the thing that like at least 5 minutes of like stupidity, kind of like say or like mockery, it's okay. And you see that like Riddle and Elias are kind of like a tag team now, so I mean, it's
the only thing
like,
I will say about this
Matt,
is every single person involved in this, to me, should be somebody who you don't plan to do anything serious with. This is a match that you bring out the midgets or you bring out the oddities, whoever, somebody that is. So you have Matt Riddle here, but then next week he's I'm gonna challenge you, Roman Reigns, bro. But you were just messing around with a pumpkin last week. Fuck off. Go be in the mid card where you belong. To me, it's anybody who's involved in these goofy matches. That's why it was always guys like the New Day. They were always involved in these matches because they were the goofballs. They were the clowns. And, when I saw Otis in this and Elias, Matt Riddle. I mean, to me, Matt Riddle he went to clown mode. He was good in NXT, main roster. With Randy Orton kept him all right. Since then, he went to clown mode. After the feud with Rollins was good. After that, completely forget
after
it.
that, what do you do with the guy? That's the thing, That's the thing. It's hard for, like you said,
and Elias, okay, you got the win over Chad Gable, this and that, okay, but this was stupid. Who is this for? Do children care? Are there children in the crowd watching this going, thank God they did the Halloween street fight, otherwise my whole day would have been ruined? No. Nobody nobody cares.
Every time I see Otis, Paul, what I think about? Where's Stucky? Where's the interviews? Where's Stucky? I miss, I need the heavy machinery back. I mean, Chad Gable is great. Don't get me wrong. He tries. He's a great wrestler. But again, like you said, clown mode. They know what like the top that he can do. They know what like it's just clown mode. You'll just be be a fool and all of that. Alpha Academy, but I don't know. I feel bad.
No,
for the guy.
to me, Chad Gable could be pushed legit. I don't know if they still use the writing staff of these people who write these comedy skits, and it's not just all Triple H and wrestling-minded people. I don't know. Or maybe Triple H even grew to like this comedy shit now. I don't really know, but they know Chad Gable's good, and I don't think Chad Gable should ever be fired or let go. He's incredible.
He's a wrestler,
He's incredible despite his size, but I'd like to see some legit from him. And I wouldn't even mind if they brought Tucker back, because I think he got fired a long time.
Tucker was the guy got
bring
fired
him,
the first wave of firing. So.
Bring him back and
bring
redo Heavy
back.
Machinery. That would be legit.
Ducky. And Otis all of a sudden goes back to his accent. Ducky, you know what something, Ducky? Talking about Ducky and the kind of storylines that like is like really ruin it for me. Johnny Gargano like revealing that like the whole story with like Lester Loomis and the Miz is all of a is fake, is a lie and all of that. I don't want this. I don't want to see Johnny Gargano into this. I think that like they're starting to ruin him. And here, we're gonna say what we feel. Maybe Paul disagrees with me, that's fine. But like when we see something that Johnny Gargano should be fighting already for like a title or something, this is I don't know. This is not good in my eye.
No, I mean, I don't know. When Johnny Gargano had that match with Corbin, and he's JBL had the cowboy hat, this and that. JBL got involved. I thought, okay, this is a feud, right?
Yes.
I'm just gonna mention it right here. Baron Corbin had a thing with R-Truth later on,
and R-Truth, and then keep him quick.
And unless that is just gonna keep building to this, but then you see Johnny Gargano and this with Dexter Loomis and the Miz, and my whole point is I thought Gargano and Corbin were gonna have a feud.
Yeah.
And you know what, mate? Because JBL's involved, JBL will get both of them over because he's a figure that everybody loves from the Attitude Era. A ruthless aggression, all that good stuff.
He's a good talker,
and he's a great talker, so he'll get both these guys over. And he's involved now because now he's, right there. He's either on commentary or he's ringside, whatever. And, I thought this would be a good feud that the winner of this, whether it's Baron Corbin with JBL or Johnny Gargano, maybe they go on to Seth Rollins or somebody else.
Yes.
But now you see him doing this, and now he's stepping down. Yes. To involve himself in this, shitty mid-card feud with the Miz and Dexter Loomis. It's not good.
And you already mentioned what could potentially be a great feud. Gargano and Rollins. Right there. We never seen that match. Why not? For the US title. Right there, You have like Lesnar and Bobby Lashley somewhere else. Put these two guys right there. The feud right itself. Heel and Rollins or Johnny Gargano always my.
And then, and speaking of things being convoluted, and I'm fine with this outcome, but then we see the Miz and Mustafa Ali. They have a match and Mustafa Ali wins.
Yeah.
I mean, the Miz did say to Roman, "Hey, can you help me in my match with Mustafa Ali?" And he just knocked him out. Like, screw you. Like, that's how I help you. But I mean, Mustafa Ali gets the win, and he's still
maybe
feuding.
Mustafa will be the entrant for that match against Rollins, like supposedly they're having at Crown Jewel. So
yeah, he's still feuding with Seth Rollins. So, like I said, there's going to be the match there. So, if that's the case, I still think Rollins wins. But
of course, yeah.
I mean,
they're not going to give the
one
to
thing
the Saudi Arabia crowd. They're not going to do that.
It's getting into the thing that I complain about with AEW, where it's like you have feuds that are all intersecting, and it's like a spider web, and it's hard to follow because you have one guy is feuding with two different people.
When they will make some kind of sense, it's fine, but when it doesn't, it's hard. Let's go to like probably the worst decision for me: Alexa Bliss and Asuka becoming the brand new tag team champions. And I don't like this because we said this in the previous predictions, like. Damage Control needs to be the dominant force in the women's division in WWE. Now that they're able to be on SmackDown, they're able to be on NXT, on Raw. This was just a bad decision. I don't know who or why they allowed this, just because they wanted to have a match on Crown Jewel. But I don't know. I mean, it was a good moment for the girls. But Asuka, with Alexa Bliss, what is she getting better? Is she motivated more? Does she shine better with Alexa Bliss? I don't think so. I mean, Alexa Bliss has she can do only so much. And we've said this so many times. Same 4 or 5 moves. Asuka, I think, to me, is overshadowed even. Because Asuka doesn't have as much fandom as Alexa Bliss, in the guy world.
This is a one thing where it's like, when they had the tag team of Yokozuna and Owen Hart, because Yokozuna, he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And Owen Hart could do everything.
Yes.
That's like this, except, maybe switch the Japanese wrestler and the white wrestler and switch their roles here, because Asuka's the one who can do everything in this tag team, and Alexa Bliss can do nothing. But she looks good standing on the apron, like Yokozuna looked good standing there in the ring with his arms crossed and everything. So,
and remember, Paul, I got nothing, I got everything, and then I got nothing, and then I got everything. Yep.
So
that's what it is, That's I don't know. It's just a bad decision.
That's why they put them together, because I think Alexa Bliss, they know she can't. Look at the main events. Bayley, you have Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair. Eventually, Rhea Ripley will go back. Becky Lynch. The fans, I don't think at this point will accept Alexa Bliss in that main event role unless she gets better in the ring.
Unless she's like a huge heel, you know?
Yeah,
like
they're not going to accept her like, oh yeah,
5 years ago.
Her one-on-one versus Bianca Belair and she beats her. No, people will,
and that's the thing, Paul.
Like
you said, you make a good point. Nobody believes that Alexa Bliss can beat Bianca, Charlotte, even Becky at this point.
The fact that she's 5-time champ is way too many. She should be a one-time champ, and it should have been with a women's Money in the Bank. She could have won the match when all the other women were knocked down, won the briefcase. She could have cashed in, at an opportune time and won it because look at her. She's tiny. How am I supposed to believe that?
She's a Grand Slam champ. SmackDown, Raw, tag team
5-time.
Why? 5 times.
Booker T.
Money in the Bank winner. And I know this is not trashing Alexa Bliss, just stating the facts. We're not.
Didn't
here
she
like
win the Elimination Chamber?
Yes, she did, to become number 1 contender. No, to retain the championship. That was 2018, if I'm not mistaken. And then she will go and feud with Nia Jax. That was the WrestleMania match at New Orleans. Yeah, there you go. So I there a little bit of history. We're good here. The memories.
What history to remember?
But this is what we have for Monday Night Raw, Paul, and we're gonna go with bad 2 words because we're gonna touch on AEW now. I mean, some little things are decent. More matches have been added for what is gonna be Full Gear, so this is cool. But like the main thing about that show is gonna be the debut of this guy. Double J is actually part of All Elite now. He's not on WWE anymore. No more GCW. And there you go. He's doing he's gonna be doing live events for them. They're trying to incorporate that. Wrestlers have been asking to do house shows, so Double J is gonna be the guy. Any reason
he came out,
took out
Darby Allin, and this got really big mixed reviews from a lot of people. Some people were up on this, thought this was the coolest thing ever. Some people shit all over it. They said this is TNA, this is WCW. He's going to come in, he's going to take a lot of money for a big paycheck from Tony Khan, and he's going to try to take over and he's going to make this company into shit.
Yes.
And he's not, if that's the case, he's not going to have to try hard because it's already swirling the toilet. It already looks and smells like shit to me because this is not a good program. Bringing Jeff Jarrett in isn't a bad thing to do, but having him be on TV and get over on Darby Allin. What? So is this leading to Jeff Jarrett versus Sting? Is that what this is leading to?
Are we going to go Impact of 2007?
Are we going to go WCW? What the heck's going on here? Because, no, that I didn't get. But hey, I guess they want to get him over as a heel. But I didn't watch this program. I refuse to watch AEW because to me this is just so an awful show. I watch pay-per-views. I watch snippets here and there. I hear the results, but no, not a good move. Like you said, where was Sting?
And again, you keep bringing old guys like Payroll, for example, where the Big Show has he done anything?
And that's clearly what they're leading to. But the one, they're leading to, they're going to beat up Darby. Then Sting is eventually going to save him, beat everybody up with the bat, and then it's going to be Sting and Jeff Jarrett. They're going to face off, and then with the crowd, all the marks. Holy shit! And Excalibur is going to be shitting in his pants and screaming, "Oh my god!" And Tony Schiavone, "This is great! This is crazy! Oh my god! It's Sting!" And you know what? In 2 weeks, nobody's going to talk about it. Nobody's going to.
And also, like you said, they have their the viewership is down, so they need to start pulling
the
stuff.
one thing I'll say about this segment, though, to finish my thoughts, and you can wrap it up, is just Jeff Jarrett, man, he had a hell of a year. The GCW, Ric Flair's last match, calling the thing at SummerSlam or whatever that main event.
He did that also.
The WWE. Now he's in
AEW. He was in a few episodes of the documentary. The territories with the Dwayne The Rock Johnson produced by him on Vice TV. So like Double J has some legit moments. Like we might not be huge fans, but we gotta admit that like he's got a hell of a year, like you said. This is gonna be, they keep bringing guys from New Japan. So Katsuyori Shibata, she's gonna go against Orange Cassidy for the Atlantic Championship. Do we care about this? No. Corny already said this guy should be fired. He's an insult for the business. So again, nothing that ever can be done, and AEW seems to me like the power of CM Punk. That it can trigger fans to be like, okay, we gotta tune in. I mean, if you care for New Japan, you can be, let's see what they do with the guy. In the end, Orange Cassidy is gonna retain because there's no other guy from other companies gonna win. So that's something to say. Tell me a little bit of this match that is added for Full Gear. Jamie Hayter finally receiving a AEW World Women's Championship match at a pay-per-view. I want her to win. This is the best time that they can do that.
This is
Tony Storm has been a great champion. But again, the feud was with Thunder Rosa. But I would rather see Jamie Hayter, just a different woman holding a championship on AEW.
This is it's so stupid that this is for the interim women's championship. Be like, you know what? Whoever wins this match when it's over, there should just be an announcement, whether it's Shivani or whoever should be there when it's over. Go up to the champion and say, hey, congratulations winning this match. We have news from Tony Khan that he has stripped Thunder Rosa, whatever, and then you're boom, like the official champion, because it's bullshit. Thunder Rosa, is she hurt? Whatever. If she is hurt, have the 30-day rule. You haven't defended it in 30 days, you forfeit it. You're done. If Thunder Rosa's pissed off, have that be a gimmick. She comes back as a heel. You took my title. I'm the rightful champion. She, boom, put her right back in the title picture. But no, having it be for the interim, it makes it feel less important. It makes it feel like you're not the real champ. Thunder Rosa's the real champ. So
and it doesn't matter, you win.
So it doesn't matter.
So I won my match because it's my title. But what am I doing? This is just being an idiot.
But all that aside, if you're just looking at the match itself, no, these are two of the top women in this whole division. I'm excited for this match. I think this is good. Jamie Hayter's great. Toni Storm she's one of the few bright women, in this division. The Serena Deebs, the Thunder Rosas. I'll put Britt Baker in there. Jamie Hayter. You have some pretty talented women in here, and that's the thing. It's when you get them in the matchup together, it's good. It's just sometimes you have to deal with the Rihos and the Jade Cargills and the Marina Shafir.
I don't want to mention Jade Cargill. Just mention Jade Cargill because she got the match, with Marina Shafir. The big story here is like she retains, right? But Nyla Rose has the TBS Championship hostage. So I think that's going to be the match of Full Gear. So here, there was a lot of controversy that we're not going to mention because we don't care about that. But Jade Cargill, she's stuck. That to me is the thing. She's stuck, the top of the.
And they put her with opponents where Marina Shafir had that Tourette's-inspired, you know me, you don't know me, screaming like a maniac promo the other week.
Yes.
She's awful in the ring. Jade Cargill is not good at all. She needs she has somebody in there that can lead her. I shouldn't say she's not good at all. That's not fair. But if she has somebody that can lead her, Jade can have a pretty good match.
Yes.
But if Jade's in there with somebody who is worse than she is, the match is a dumpster fire.
Yes.
And that's what this was. So
again,
there's nothing more to say about it.
I mean,
and Nyla Rose.
A lot of people didn't want that to happen. It did happen. This is probably going to be a good match for what is going to be Full Gear because it's four of the top guys outside of Sammy Guevara. I don't really care for that guy. But at least Cesaro, Claudio, Jericho, having this force run. I don't understand why. Ring of Honor and Bryan Danielson. This is going to be at least good. And this is probably the matches that I will be actually paying attention to for Full Gear.
So what is this? This is a fatal four-way?
Yes.
Watch Sammy Guevara win it then.
Oh, that would be if that happens, that would be the biggest bullshit of the pay-per-view, and I will be shitting.
I'm calling it right here. Watch Sammy Guevara win it.
Because to me, I want Bryan Danielson right there to win it. If Claudio wins it, what was the point of Jericho having it? That's the thing. But I mean, if Danielson wins it, I'm all for it. What are your thoughts of Colt Cabana going with Jericho? Is a direct shot of CM Punk?
Absolutely.
What's going on here? Because, I mean, of course, Jericho beat him up. Ian Riccoboni, he ended up doing all of that. But, I mean, at least, hey, Colt Cabana is back, and he's sending a really strong message to CM Punk. Hey, AEW still wants me. I don't know if they want you back.
Well, Colt Cabana won't draw the money they might cheer right now because, it's the feel-good thing, and wrestlers love to feel good. Wrestling fans love to feel good and kumbaya and hold hands, but they're not going to pay any money to do that. They're not going to, Colt Cabana is not going to draw you $1 million gate. The only way he will is if you book him in a match with CM Punk. That's the only way that he'll do that because of CM Punk.
That will draw so much attention. Like, absolutely.
The only CM Punk is the factor here. Colt Cabana won't do shit for you. This is just to rub dirt in his face. They have him on this match on TV. Are we going to see him next week? Maybe. Are we going to see him the week after that? Maybe. Are we going to see him the week after that? Probably not. The week after that? Definitely not. And then never again. Because he's not going to be used on TV. Nobody cares about him. They only care about him now because it's the cool thing to do. Once it's not cool anymore, no one will care. This match sucked, and this show sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Now, tell me a little bit about the World Eliminator Tournament. Eddie Kingston against Ethan Page is going to happen next week on Dynamite. Bandito, Rush, Rampage, of course, they have to do that Rampage. I don't know with that. Laz Archer against Ricky Starks and Brian Cage against Dante Martin. This is, at least they're giving time to other guys. They're giving the opportunity to people that we don't see often, like Lance Archer, like Ethan Page having a match. That's actually haven't seen any forever. But again, the fact that John Moxley was even beating some guys already, I don't know. They need to interest more in this show, in this whole company, because it's not what it used to be.
When you look at that bracket,
let's look at it again.
Imagine that there's no AEW logo there, and imagine you put the WWE logo there.
Yeah.
What belt would you have this tournament for if you were booking
20%?
WWE? Exactly. Look at these names.
Yeah.
I mean, Ricky Starks, I like, yes. Okay. That's it.
Lance Archer misused. Yeah.
Lance Archer is misused and he hasn't been on TV in forever. Brian Cage is the same thing, but he sucks and he's worse. Eddie Kingston was over a couple months ago. Now he's not. Ethan Page has been misused and, just the same thing. Shit. Nobody cares about Rush and Bandito. Dante Martin.
Absolutely. You're right.
Look at this. And this is for their main belt.
Yes.
Walter would chop the shit out of all these guys. Rollins would beat all these guys, and none of these guys deserve to lace up Roman's boots.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
You're talking the truth here.
That's what I have to say.
This tournament is not good. I remember, we mentioned, a lot of you had said even to me that Uncle Howdy might be Aleister Black. Those rumors went completely straight down, completely shut down because Julia Hart is invoking the forces of power, Mom Ra, and all of that, the Thundercats, and they're bringing back Aleister Black and also Buddy Matthews. And you see this promo right here. So the House of Black is gonna be incorporated one more time. I mean, for example, if they go a feud with Moxley, that will be okay. Because why would you do all of this promo? Why would you do all of these ideas if you're not going to fight the main guy? Remember when he debuted, I'm going to go against Cody. That was kind of the main guy. If you're not going to do that, then don't even do it.
But you should only do that if he's going to beat Moxley.
Yes. And why, that would be a cool thing. Aleister Black being the AEW champion, at least
no,
right?
You're not going to... If Tony Khan has any sense in his head, which, Jesus, that's a tall, thing to ask, but... Why would you put the belt on a guy who said he wanted to be released?
That's another one. But
you're not going to do that.
His return, we'll see. That's at least, maybe. I mean, for me, I will book it that way because also, if he wants to leave, right, Paul? He's okay, we're gonna put the confidence in you. So don't be saying shit. Don't be thinking that we're not using you correctly. We're giving you the chance now.
You know what they'll do? They'll book him in a match, them versus the Best Friends, and he'll get the Mid-Atlantic whatever title from Orange Cassidy.
And Dan at most. Absolutely right. Yes, you're right on that. So Saraya, and she's had an interview with Renee and Britt Baker. The main thing here is that next week we'll get the confirmation if she's able to wrestle or not. My God is saying that she's going to, so we're going to see that match at Full Gear. The only thing I want to see is how good she is, what she can do, and also Britt Baker is going to be able to make her go safe and actually keep her interested. That's all I got to say on that.
Yeah, and I mean, I hope it goes good. Everybody thought it was going to go good the last time she came back. I don't know if she did anything different to heal. If she did, maybe some the regeneration thing like Edge did with the stem cells, or Danielson did and all that stuff. I don't really know. but I hope she's safe. Britt Baker's not the best worker in the world, but she's better than a lot of the women they have on this roster. So, I mean, it's exciting, but it's also, every bump she takes, everybody's
Exactly.
going to be on
have
edge.
to lose. We are gonna have to just lose that fear for her.
And that's how it was with Danielson. I remember going back when Danielson first had that match with Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series a couple years ago.
The German suplexes.
He hit the suplexes, and oh my god, don't kill
when
this guy.
When the neck is gonna snap. That was the thought automatically. But we wish her the best. Hopefully, she can fight. She's ready to go, and she's healthy enough to do so. This is just good for, this is what I really want to talk about this show, because you see Powerhouse Hobbs going against, Wardlow. This is just good because two big guys, two guys that can go at each other and they're fast. They can use a really violent match. And then finally Powerhouse Hobbs going on its own for a title. So I'm excited about this. Hopefully he wins. That would be good to have a title, a TNT champion, kind of like what Miro was a few months ago.
The only thing with that is, the timing is not good at all, because you should have had Wardlow been on a run for a while. MJF should have beat Moxley. They should have both been champs. You could have then, or not even, but you got to do something where once Wardlow loses this title, MJF should be the world heavyweight champion, and then Wardlow should go after him. Wardlow can lose to MJF, but that should be the next thing. He should go to MJF. So to lose it here, what does he do? Be a tag team with Samoa Joe, the War Dogs? Nobody gives a shit about that tag team or whatever they're called. Nobody cares. That is a misuse of two singles wrestlers that could be main event guys that are used like shit because the booking on this show makes no sense. I like this match because both these guys are young talents, but I think it's a little too soon, because what's your plan to do? Who does Powerhouse Hobbs, let's say he wins this belt, who does he feud with?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have a Darby. You don't have that's the thing. You need to have them more baby faces.
Who is there? I mean, you have nobody in line for Wardlow. It doesn't matter who's a champ on this show. No, you have nobody in line for one belt. So let's make 7 more belts.
Yeah. and so nobody cares about our belts. Fortunately, that's what it is. But Paul, this is all the time that we have, and thank you for being with us one more time, family.
Yes, thank you.
Don't forget to being with us for tomorrow. We will be live, absolutely live, after the show is over for Crown Jewel. Every single thing, all the matches, results, every single analysis, everything that was gonna come out if the pay-per-view actually happens, which we're hoping that it will.
Please, Iran, we ask that you be Uzi. Don't attack. Everybody just be legit. Let's be
Or if you just wait till everybody leaves. No, don't do that. We don't want anybody to die or anything like that. But be with us. And again, I hope you guys enjoy this. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Also on Facebook, Twitch, and also on Twitter. You're going to see the previews and predictions going again tomorrow live for all of you. Please stand up for that. And then after that, live, jump on myself or Crown Jewel, the whole show review. So, Paul, remind us one more time all the social media ways before we go.
And that is Rope Break on Facebook, the OG Rope Break on Twitter, Original Rope Break on Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok. And, of course, right here on YouTube, the home of the #1 podcast in the YouTube wrestling community, the Original Rope Break.
You and me have one more thing that is left to say, and that is...